Hey, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing video. Today we are going over another exciting part of the Direct, the arrival of Kapp'n. Now, there's been a bit of disappointment in his arrival because of the lack of minigames that were expected to join with him. However, there's so many more incredible and interesting things to pay attention to in this Direct. You may just find that there's even more to be excited about with his arrival than you initially thought. So let's go check it out. As you wander up the dock, you can see Kapp'n relaxing in his boat, and I mean straight lounging. He looks very comfortable. He has some nice sunglasses and his classic tropical shirt. Things like a life ring and a lantern and a canteen for drinks and soups, and his lunchbox are in the boat, so you know that he's pretty comfortable. One small detail that I love is that he has this drawing of his daughter, Layla. How cute is it that he has a drawing that his precious daughter made for him while he's away? Talk about a motivation. I also like that there's a little storage chest beneath the boat seats, probably for extra life jackets. During the boat ride itself, you get a closer look at his flag he puts up when the boat is in motion. I find it odd that it's bright red when his old flag was kind of an abstract turtle with light pink and blues. This new flag has a mountain and a moon on it, and I thought it would change out the flag depending on the island, but during the Direct it doesn't seem like that would be the case. It matches the bottom stripe of the boat, and it's definitely eye-catching, but it's just a little bit of an unusual flag for Kapp'n. Of course, it wouldn't be a Kapp'n ride without him serenading you some sea shanties. This has always been one of my favorite features in Animal Crossing since the GameCube, and definitely another one of my favorite songs in the game. I'm so happy that he continues singing for you on the boat ride to the islands. Let's just hope he dropped that awkward flirting phase he had in New Leaf. Another tiny detail to notice is that he takes off his sunglasses and puts them in his shirt pocket. It's little small things like that I love seeing added, and it can kind of seem a bit unnecessary, but it helps make the character seem a bit more lively. During the first trip to the island, you can see an incredible new tropical paradise. It has white cliffs and overgrown vines that are brand new. It also has this new beautiful plumeria bush that you can dig up and take home. I would assume that Leaf will start selling these new bushes in the summertime, but if you can't wait for them and you're like me, you're probably just going to try to grab them right away. A couple of huge things to note are the mossy looking fungal weeds and the vines creeping up the cliffs. The character can be seen picking up the vines as well as climbing them, which is ridiculously cool and unexpected. You can pluck the moss and stick it in your pockets, kind of like the weeds as well, so I'm guessing these two new items will be used for crafting new furniture, which is hinted later on in the trailer. The first furniture set that was showcased later on focuses around the vines. These ancient pillars and overgrown rocks and arches are absolutely beautiful. And taking a closer look, there's a few things to note. If we peek at the designed home in the Happy Home Paradise update section, there's these new ruined pieces. There's the ruined pillar and the cracked pillar and an archway. These were in the older games, but they lacked the overgrown aesthetic with the vines. I personally love the vines creeping up on them. If you look at the stone stools, there's also, you guessed it, more vines. Even on the table, there's a little vine-style lamp. If you look at Petunia's house later in a different section of the Happy Home Paradise announcement, you can see that there's also vines hanging from the ceiling, so I'm guessing this is going to be a new hanging item as well that you can craft. Moving on to the mossy weeds, it's spread on the ground within the home's yard, meaning it was put there intentionally for the design, but I have a feeling our mossy weed friends will be crafting these neat boulders that are in the back behind it. There's another hint to the moss's use, and while it's not confirmed, this is just a total random hunch that I have what this item is. If we look at the back of Petunia's house, there's a really interesting looking lamp. It's not shiny like a balloon, but it's kind of floating like one, which is pretty interesting. I'm fairly certain that that weird glowing moss that would be gathered for crafting will be used to create this floating moss lamp. But of course, this is just a hunch, but with the texture, it seems pretty in line with what the item looks like. Next, he brings you to a winter island which is filled with cedar trees and snow. What's really cool about these potential seasonal islands is that if you stopped playing for a season or two and missed out on anything, you could totally get the items that you missed out on. For example, if you missed the winter, you can go back onto these islands, catch some snowflakes, and then make your frozen furniture, even if it's 6 months away. Next is an evening island, which is something I'm very excited for. It shows that you can actually get shooting stars. I feel like Celeste really hates me because I very, very rarely see her. And I also very rarely see shooting stars, and I play Animal Crossing fairly regularly. On this island, you can see it has a normal variety of trees and hydrangea bushes, meaning you can dig up a few more bushes and take them home with you. As someone who loves hydrangeas, you know that I'm going to be looking for this one just so I can bring some blue hydrangeas home. On the front of the beach, you can see that there's a standard size star fragment, and in the back of the beach, you can see a larger star fragment. There is no indication of the monthly ones, but the fact that it shows your character wishing on stars, I'm sure they will end up coming to your beach the next day. Similar to how when you visit your friend's island, you can wish on their stars and get them on your beach the next day as well. And that's really about it for all of the noticeable things that are new Kapp'n Mystery Islands. I'm pretty excited about this new feature. I've heard some say this kind of breaks the point of Animal Crossing to no longer have to wait for seasonal items, but I kind of have to disagree. It's totally optional, but really opens up the game for different types of play styles, and that is really, really nice. I'm always in support of games catering to more than one playstyle as long as it's optional, and I think this is a great way to be inclusive. Obviously, it's not for everyone, and that's totally okay too. At the very least, we get some brand new beautiful furniture sets out of it. I'll be continuing to deep dive into this direct, so if you enjoy this content, maybe consider subscribing for more. I love overanalyzing the directs and trailers of games, and if you spotted anything I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments. Also, if you'd like YouTube to know that you enjoy these types of videos, please consider booping that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It super helps my channel climb, just like we'll be able to climb the vines on these cliffs soon. And with that being said, I do want to give a quick thank you to the patrons and members of my channel. I always appreciate your support, and thank you guys so much for putting up with my bad jokes and long rambles. I love you to bits. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!